What is up, y'all? Jiri here, back with another daily live stream on Underdog Fantasy. And we got a fun one today. It's the last day before NFL free agency. So, as the picks come up, plan on talking about where we think guys are going to go and curious to hear your feedback as well. So, let's just hop right into it, man. I just joined a draft lobby, waiting for two people, and then we'll get this underway. Hope everyone's having a beautiful Sunday. It's nice and sunny here in Vancouver, so absolutely love that. Gonna take advantage of it after this stream. And yeah, I'm excited for free agency, man. It's been a long time coming. A lot of buzz recently on where people could go, a lot of trades happening, and now we're finally gonna get some answers. So got some people in here with us. Brooklyn Bomb, as always. Napball, what's up, buddy? Neil over in the 12 spot. So you guys are a little close to me, which I mean isn't my favorite, but hey, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna get a good draft. This is a full badge draft too. Everyone in here's got a badge, but hey, don't define a drafter by his badge. All right, it doesn't mean as much as you think. I've seen some absolutely terrible drafters with a badge. So I recognize this name Wonka too. Not sure if he's watching the streams, but definitely been in drafts with him before. Huh, little black badge. Huh. Get on the red badge level, bro. We got two black badgers, and then the rest are repping the red. So that's interesting. What's up, Mikey Boy G? Also here in Ontario, just subscribed. Hope you're well. I am well, man, and thank you for subscribing, man. I appreciate that. Everyone be like Mikey G. Subscribe. Hit that like button too. It really keeps me going, keeps me motivated. I love seeing you guys that are enjoying the streams and new subscribers. Everyone's welcome. We have great times in the chat if you're able to catch the live stream. And if not, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the replay too, because yeah, we're having a good time. And I think we put out some good content too. We got some good takes, you know? So glad to hear it's sunny in Ontario as well. Fellow Canadian, what's up, my friend? Hartman, what's up, dog? Nice to see you in here. And Mikey Boy G is a fellow cat daddy. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. We are on a dog app, but we are repping the kitties hard over here. And hey, I'm curious to see because both of my boys are sleeping on the couch right now, and I swear they save their shenanigans for the stream. So if they start going crazy right now, then we know that's what's going on. We know they know. Cats are intuitive, man. They know what's going on. Darside Dev, what's up, my friend? Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Sunday. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone is doing well. I definitely am. Sipping on some coffee in our Lions mug. You know what it is. We're repping One Pride over here. Going to be doing a second draft today as well. Also on Underdog. I did my first one on DraftKings yesterday, and I'm probably going to mix that in a little more often just because this is my 94th big board already. And I like doing two drafts a stream, but I don't want to run out, and then not have anything to stream on Underdog because this is our home. This is our primary drafting site for me, and I'm sure most of you guys as well. So want to keep this going. I'm sure that they're going to add more drafts as it gets closer to the NFL draft. And I'm sure there's going to be more people drafting after free agency when we have a little more information and people just get a little more excited. Like we saw this morning, James Conner re-signed with Arizona, which is pretty bullish for James Conner. And now for anyone who was drafting, where is he? Trey Benson in the 130s. I don't know how this guy's steamed up so far, but that's not feeling so good right now if that was you. So okay, we started with CD. Got a little fall there. I think I'm just gonna go with Hampton. We could go with Saquon for the correlation in the division, but I'm gonna take Hampton here. I don't have too much Hampton, I don't think. And we get like a pick fall on both of these guys. Not the most unique combination, but we'll take it. A little CD, a little Hampton. Typically in like the last 3 to 4 spots, I like going double running back first just because I feel like the guys at receiver at the 3-4 turn are really nice. The receivers and like the running backs are pretty ugly. You don't get any of the guys too often that go at the top of the third to really fall back. And yeah, the receivers here are nice. The running backs at the 5-6 turn are pretty gross. And then so many guys are just getting pulled up further and further later in the draft. So it makes it a little tough back here. But one receiver, one running back. We'll see how that goes for us. And nothing seems too crazy. Nat Ball going with Browntown. He got St. Brown, Chase Brown. You know I love that. I have a Browntown team with St. Brown, Chase Brown, AJ Brown, and it's actually a pretty nice team. It feels good. Feels good, that team. And I don't even know if you can really get that anymore because AJ Brown's just getting pulled up a bit. He does fall to like 31 a bit, but not too often. So we're going to keep an eye out for the free agents that go off the board in this draft and try and predict their landing spots. Yeah, AJ Brown does go a little higher. And I'm curious to hear where you guys are at as well. So first free agent on the board is Kenneth Walker. Now, there's some buzz about him going to the Giants, Titans, and Commanders, I think, are like the top 3 destinations. And like out of those 3, where do I think Kenneth Walker is going to go? I think the Commanders is definitely the best spot. And that's kind of where I'm leaning now, actually. I've been thinking the Giants, but I could see Kenneth Walker being a Commander. I feel like they have a lot of money in free agency. They definitely want a better running back. And I think he would fit that offense pretty nicely. Could definitely see him on the Giants. I think the Giants might be the worst landing spot just because they have like other good players at running back. Like Tyrone Tracy isn't a bum. Cam Scadabo, I literally have 0% of. And I don't know why he's not falling even further now. Because, man, I feel like his injury isn't even being taken into account. Wonka goes Devonta Smith, probably hoping that AJ Brown gets traded, because if AJ Brown gets traded, Devonta Smith should be a second-round pick, I feel like. But right now, that's if AJ Brown doesn't get traded, which I still feel like he's going to remain on the Eagles just because, man, it's expensive for him to get traded before June 1st. It is a huge cap hit. So they've been saying they're going to need the bag in order to make that move, and I don't blame them. Now, thinking about my next pick, speaking of AJ Brown, going to the Chargers is apparently one of the destinations in play. So that would not be good for Ladd McConkey. Would be good for AJ Brown, but Ladd McConkey would probably be more of like a 5th, 6th round pick. And do we take ETN, who's another free agent? Where do we think ETN's going to go? I kind of feel like he's either going to go back to the Jags or go to the Broncos. I heard something about the Broncos wanting Travis Etienne, and Sean Payton likes getting his guys. He likes having a committee, and I don't blame him. Now, I don't have a ton of ETN. I like the receivers here a lot, but I think I'm just going to go with it. Out of all like the free agent running backs, I think ETN might possibly be the faller once he signs. But on this team, we're going to go with it. We're going to get a share a little past ADP. And for the chance that he does go to a good destination and rises up, I probably won't be drafting him because I don't know if he's even talented enough to really deserve to go in the 3rd round. But we'll see. What's up, Cromulent? Genuinely think the Giants wanting a running back is such a smokescreen. Scadabo was legit, and Tracy had over 1,000 yards in a limited backup role. Too many other holes to fill. Doesn't make sense to me. Those are good points, but one thing we don't know about Scadabo, like we don't know how injured he is compared to what the Giants know. Like they know a lot more, and I personally think he's more injured than we think because, dude, that was a horrific injury that he got. Sure, he's young. He's going to recover better. And he's like in love with football. He's a sicko. So he's going to want to keep playing. But he like dislocated his ankle and got a compound fracture of his tibia. That's the big bone in your shin breaking through the skin. Like that is very serious. And he's not the most like shifty, elusive, fast guy as it is. And if that takes a hit even more, then paying like a fourth, fifth round price for a guy who's essentially like a goal line back and can catch some passes doesn't feel great. What does feel great is seeing 12 times reach up for Drake May with Travion Henderson. I don't like that. So I like it for us. Don't like it for him, but I like it for us. This guy gets Lamar and Zay. Brooklyn bum. Nice, dude. And he got Derrick Henry. So he's got the full Baltimore stack going on, which, I mean, I don't know how I feel about Derrick Henry this year. Like, I'm not going to draft a ton of him. He didn't have the best season. And yeah, he doesn't really catch passes, but he can still get like 40-point games. So good to mix in sometimes. Now, Jaden Daniels goes. So this range doesn't feel that great. RJ Harvey's just going to keep falling. I have a lot of Mekhi Lemon. I'm just going to take Brian Thomas. No, I'm going to go to Lemon. I don't know. I don't love Brian Thomas this year, man. I personally think that Parker Washington outscores him. I really do. And I'll stand on that. I still mix him in. He does fall sometimes. I think the best thing would be if he gets traded. Like if he goes to like the 49ers or something, then that's an absolute smash. But I don't know. I like taking the rookies in this 5th round. It just feels pretty good. Mike Evans is definitely someone I want more of because, I mean, he's still good. That's the thing with these old guys. Like I haven't been drafting a ton of the old guys, but he's a week winner, you know, and he's a Hall of Famer. So I'm going to take Joe Burrow. I have a ton of Joe Burrow, and I just think he's a great value. Quarterbacks go off the board pretty quick, but I like Joe Burrow, stacking up with T. Higgins. And it feels better, this guy going with Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts. So he definitely planned this with the Devonta Smith, Terry McLaurin, and I don't hate it. Don't hate it. What's up, Jamie? Hope everyone's having a happy Sunday. I do too. ETN is elite. Carried Trevor Lawrence his entire career. I don't know if I would say elite, though. Like, I think he's good, but I don't know if I would say elite, personally. That's a high bar. He isn't bad, though, especially when he's healthy and has, like, a good offensive line and players around him. Yeah. He's proactively getting the May Hendo Brown stack. Yeah, I didn't realize that he had A.J. Brown as well, the guy at 3. But I've done that too. And shoot, I had a team at pick 1, and I got it was pick 1 or 2, and I got Lamar Jackson and Drake May with AJ Brown because there's rumors that if AJ Brown gets traded, the 2 most likely landing spots are Baltimore and New England. Maybe not Baltimore as much now because they just traded for Max Crosby. So kind of feels like New England is a viable spot, or the Chargers, who have a lot of cap space. Yeah, Jamie, Henry was a league winner, which is like a fair point for sure. But if you look at like the whole season, he wasn't that great. They really started using him a lot more after all like the shit talk about how they were up in the game and then he got like only a few carries in the second half and then they ended up losing and then just used the fuck out of him. And I mean, Derrick Henry definitely can be great. He's just a little touchdown dependent, and we're not seeing him break off as many like long touchdowns as he once was. But definitely someone I'm still mixing in a little bit, but don't really want to be overweight on personally because I feel like the wheels got to fall off eventually. But he's still a Hall of Famer. What's up, Sweet Leaf? Got that guy's New England stack at 71 and 74 yesterday. Yeah, dude. Fuck, he went Ramondre too. That's pretty gross. Having Ramondre and Henderson, I don't like that personally. I think that's pretty expensive for 2 running backs. And like, I guess what you're trying to do is get unique and get that combination. And that's why you reach up for a Drake May, just to get your guy, and then you get the other running back. But I don't think that's the best play in my opinion. Now, none of the guys on the turn have a quarterback. I don't need Dak Prescott right now, but I'm just going to draft him. We have CD, and then I'm very happy stopping at the two quarterbacks that I have just to secure that. Like Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott feels nice. Our first two receivers are CD Lamb and T. Higgins. So we just lock up the stacks right there. Feel good with our two running backs. And now with our next pick, I'm really tempted to take one of these tight ends because I love the tight ends in this range. And I was kind of hoping Algier would come back because Algier feels like a someone who could just rise. Like, where do we think Algier is going to go? Where do we think Algier is going to go? I think the Jags make a lot of sense. I think he would complement Tootin very well. And who do I want to go with, man? Rico. I think I'm just going to take another running back. I don't love the running backs that go later. And Rico, free agent. This is a free agent heavy draft today. So I kind of want to be targeting these guys right now just because I feel like no matter where they sign, a lot of these guys are just going to go up in price because people get excited. They want to get different teams and stack different players with them. So let's just get Rico. Why not? The running backs, they don't feel great values later in the draft, especially in this range right here. So Napgod thinks Algier is going to go to Kansas City. I could definitely see that. Could see him being that like Kareem Hunt role in a way. I personally think Rico Dowdle could go to Kansas City. I think that would fit quite well. Fit well in their scheme, and he's a good runner. He just might not get paid the most going to Kansas City. Like in the thumbnail, I put Kansas City's logo over Rico Dowdle's face. So I think that's where I'm gonna think Rico Dowdle goes. Tyler Algier, yeah, I think the Jags would be the best fit for him. I think he would work pretty well there, and definitely cheaper than ETN's gonna be. So that's the shot that I'm gonna call. Like I don't. Can someone please tell me why Tootin's just getting steamed up right now? I don't understand that. I have 0% Bayshell Tootin, and I feel pretty good about it. I can't see them being their workhorse running back. I can't see him getting 15 to 20 touches a game. I just don't think he has the frame for it personally. And yeah, like I, I can't see him not adding another running back. Maybe they don't get one in free agency. Maybe it's in the draft, but I don't know, man. Like because ETN's leaving, yeah, I don't know, man. Like it's kind of the same thing with Aaron Jones getting released and Jordan Mason steaming up. Like I can't imagine that the Vikings just only ride with Jordan Mason and they don't add another running back. Although maybe it's more likely in that situation because the Vikings don't have a lot of cap space. But man, Jordan Mason doesn't catch passes either. He's just getting steamed up. And then I feel like he's just going to fall back down if they add another running back. Sam Laporta would have been really nice if he fell back to me. It's kind of why I like pushing the tight end bit because sometimes they do fall. Like I've gotten Laporta in the hundreds and it feels really nice. Could see Rico go in there too. KC said they wanted to pay 8 to 10 for a running back. Okay, that makes sense. I feel like Rico deserves like an 8 to 10. I feel like Algier might be more of like a 6 to 9. I get it. He fucks. Okay, Goff is back. Got a lot of quarterbacks still here. None of them would have stacked with me. I'm going to go ahead and get Jaden Reed, someone who could definitely rise if and when Romeo Dobbs leaves. And yeah, these running backs just don't feel great in this range. So I'm glad I took one with my last pick for sure. Chris Godwin goes. Jared Goff, Jordan Love, little double tap right there. Don't hate that. Baker goes. Kincaid's not my favorite right here. Just the injury history kind of scares me a bit. I'm going to go Juwan Jennings or Jalen Coker. And I personally just like Jalen Coker a little more. I think he just has upside. Like, he just looks good. We'll be cokeheads today. Juwan Jennings, like, he's been really solid, and he's a guy that people want on their team just because he's a dog. Like, he blocks hard, and he's got that dog in him. And yeah, Jordan Mason at 112, that feels expensive to me, man. Feels expensive. I mean, he was being drafted in like the 80s last year. So maybe people are taking that into consideration. But I don't know. I just see Minnesota adding another running back. I think Rashad White makes so much sense in Minnesota. I think that would be a phenomenal fit. I would hate it as a Lions fan, but as a fantasy football fan, I would like it. Algier on the Commanders. Yeah, Algier on the Commanders would fit really well also. I think he would complement JCM pretty well. They'll probably still mix in Chris Rodriguez as well. But yeah, I think they would want someone that can catch passes though, because Chris Rodriguez doesn't catch passes. JCM doesn't catch passes. They don't really throw to the running backs a lot in general. But like I don't see Austin Eckler playing again. Although he is a sicko, man. Austin Eckler goes hard in the gym. So maybe he does come back, but he had a pretty bad injury as an older running back, which doesn't feel great. But I feel like they want a little more of a pass catcher, which is why I think Kenneth Walker would make sense because he's a good pass catching running back, pretty sneakily. Danimal, what's up, my friend? Didn't draft him one time. I'm thinking you're talking about Tootin, maybe Tootin or Mason, but Godwin could be insane this year. That is true. Another year removed from his injury, he didn't look great. And why is Trey Benson going at 123, dude? Why? This guy loves reaching for his players. This is the guy that reached up on Drake May. So we're gonna just thank him for his donation real quick. I mean, his team isn't terrible, but I don't think it's good personally. So thank you. Appreciate it. Come back again. Feel free to join the next draft. If Washington gets a guy like Rashad White at running back, how much more would you love Bill? Man, Rashad White would be pretty good in Washington as well. And I think they'd probably be like a 50-50 role. Like, I don't think Bill is a bad value right now. I really don't. Denzel Boston's falling a lot. Wow. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Romeo Dobbs. Could get Kenyon Sadiq for our first, but I like Romeo Dobbs, and I think he's gonna go up in value after he signs. I really do. There's another player that I really want with my next pick, who I was thinking about taking with my last pick, but I'm gonna try and push a little bit. Like, there's some buzz about Romeo Dobbs going to the 49ers, and if he does that, man, that is a phenomenal value. Like, who's more talented, Romeo Dobbs or Juwan Jennings? Seriously. Juwan Jennings, great blocker. But Romeo Dobbs, I think, is just a better receiver and could just be their red zone guy, their touchdown guy. Romeo Dobbs is good at getting touchdowns. Fuck, dude, Neil, damn it. I wanted James Conner. James Conner just re-signed with the Cardinals, so I think that's a great value. But I wanted to try and push it a little bit, so dang, we missed out there. We missed out. That's all right. I would take Jonah Coleman if he's there, and he gets taken, of course. So, dang, maybe I should have pushed Dobbs a bit. Oh, well. We could go with our first tight end. We could pop some Woodies. I don't really like J.K. Dobbins. I don't care. I don't care about ADPs right now. I'm just going to take Rashad White. I think he's the best running back on the board. And if he goes to the right landing spot, I think that's good. He could even be a Cowboy too. So we're getting a lot of free agents this draft. And yeah, I kind of wish I got James Conner. That would have felt nice, him going back to the Cardinals. But even then, I think they add in another running back. Like, I don't think he's just going to have the same role he did 2 years ago. Kenneth Walker, not really a pass catcher. I don't know, man. He's not maybe the best pass catcher, but when he gets the ball in his hands on like screens or whatever, man, he makes plays. So he can catch the ball and he can run really well after the catch. So I would consider him a pass catcher for that reason. Like, go look at his game log and look at his receiving. Like, he has a lot of games with like 4 or 5 receptions and RB31 in targets, 30th in receptions. Yeah, like he's not going to be a Christian McCaffrey level pass catcher or anything, but when he does catch the ball, shoot, man, it's good. And it's not like the Commanders, because we were talking about the Commanders and getting a pass catcher. It's not like they were really giving Austin Eckler like downfield targets or anything. They were using him in like screens and short game and just getting him the ball to make some plays after the catch, which like Kenneth Walker's great at. He's extremely shifty and very explosive. So you get him the ball with the right amount of space and he's going to make plays. Rashid Shaheed, Jalen McMillan goes. I still think Rashid Shaheed is one of the best values in the draft. I love me some Rashid Shaheed. Rumors are he's going to go to the Raiders, which wouldn't be great for my Trey Tucker bags, but maybe they just want to throw the ball downfield like a ton. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Dallas Goedert sure is falling. Wow. Woody Marks, popping Woodies. I wouldn't mind taking some Woody Marks. Damn. Okay. I wanted Omar Cooper. That was going to be my pick. Omar Cooper would have been my pick if he was there. Alvin Kamara goes. So I don't have a lot of Dallas Goedert. We don't have any tight ends yet. So I'm just gonna draft Dallas Goedert. The guy next to me also has 0 tight ends, so I'm gonna do that. Don't get a ton of him, but I think that's fine. 154 feels like a good value. I would have loved getting Woody Marks on the way back too, but I think we needed the tight end a little more than the running back. So that's what we'll do there. And yeah, we'll see what comes to us next. Have some plans on who I'm going to draft. See what Neil does. He goes likely. I like the likely pick. I think Isaiah Likely is a great value. One of my highest drafted tight ends for sure. And yeah, that feels pretty good. Now, I'm taking Bryce Young if he's still there. We have Jalen Coker, 17 picks past ADP. I'm fine with just Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott, but I think Bryce Young is just the best value on the board. And I think that adds nicely to our team. So I'm not going to hesitate on that right there. And this team's coming together pretty well. We have Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott, Bryce Young. Running backs, we have Hampton, Etienne, Rico Dowdle, Rashad White. Receivers, CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, The Lemon, Jaden Reed, Jalen Coker, Romeo Dobbs, and then Dallas Goedert is our tight end. So a lot of really nice values on this team, which I'm always happy about. Y'all know I love getting guys past ADP. Levernucky, what's up, my friend? Saw someone on Twitter get Rashid Shaheed 20 spots past ADP. Yeah, I have too. I have some shares of Rashid Shaheed in like the 160s, which does feel like absolutely crazy value. So Flyfish, still going on about Kenneth Walker. RB18 receiving yards, RB10 receiving yards. So efficient, but no receiving touchdowns. So hard to trust a small sample. The thing with like receiving touchdowns is it's going to be different year to year, right? Like it's very dependent on scheme and stuff like that. And especially if he's going to a new team, like I don't think judging that in the past is that great. Like I know a lot of people don't love Kenneth Walker at his value this year. A lot of people think he's overrated, but I think he's great. Like I like him in the 3rd round a lot, especially with the guys he's going around. Like he's just more explosive than Josh Jacobs, and he's younger. We see a lot of running backs when they first get their second contract, especially if it's on a new team, they just do really well. So for those reasons, I like some Kenneth Walker. Plus, he was just a Super Bowl MVP. I could just see him coming in with an edge, maybe feeling disrespected. He didn't get the contract he wanted from Seattle, and he's just got that dog in him. Now, health is definitely a big concern because he's been injured quite a bit in his career, but you can't hold past injuries against him. It's March right now. Nice and Blunt. What's good, my friend? Everyone go check out Nice and Blunt. Friend of the channel. We like drafting with him. Our teams fuck when we draft together. So, welcome to the stream. Now, Zach Charbonnet is falling a lot. I'm still not going to take him. I'll take Theo Johnson right here. Or do I want some Eli Stowers? You know what, let's have a little fun. Let's get Eli Stowers. I don't have a ton of him. Could have gotten some divisional correlation with the Giants, sure, but I want like a few more shares of Eli Stowers, so I'm going to go with that. Didn't think he would come back to me because this guy next to me had 0 tight ends, so we'll do that. And then I'm probably going to look at a running back with my next pick because I feel like it dries up pretty quick on the next turn, and we can find good values at tight end and receiver down the board. Also nice and blunt, we got your boy Omarion Hampton. Good omen right there. Now, of the running backs available, right here, I'm usually Brian Robinson or Tank Bigsby. I think both are good picks. Brian Robinson, his landing spot's going to be interesting for sure. And since we're kind of just going with the free agents, like we have a ton of free agents, and it's a free agent based draft today, we're going to go with Brian Robinson. Free agent upside. All right. Free agent upside. That's what we're doing. Yeah, most of the big news will start breaking at noon tomorrow, noon Eastern, so 9 a.m. Pacific where I am. And yeah, that'll be nice. I'll be at work, so I'll definitely be checking my phone a lot, see all the news, and there's already some speculation, a lot going on right now today. So trying to take some hints there, see how that goes. Kenneth Walker getting cucked by Sharps is tough, but yeah, hopefully he shells out the money for him and will be a bell cow. Yeah, that's the thing. Like Kenneth Walker, if you just take his production after Charbonnet got injured, like he's top 5 projected running back, really. If he's getting 25 touches a game with his explosive ability, like that's just great, right? And in these best ball drafts, we got to be delusionally optimistic, you know? We got to draft for highest case scenario and convince ourselves that the team we're building is going to get 250 points in week 17. So I'm building with that in mind. And Kenneth Walker is definitely a guy who can just get 40 points at running back any given week. Things definitely have to go right. Got to break some long touchdowns, but he's good on the goal line. He's good in the receiving game. He's shifty. And one thing that I feel like he's gotten a lot better at in his career is not losing yards. Like early in his career, he would go backwards before going forwards and get some like negative runs. But I think he's gotten better at like hitting the hole and recognizing when is the right time to try and make an extra move and when is a good time just to get the few yards that you can. Mike Washington Jr. at 155 today on DK. Damn, he's getting steamed up so hard. Where'd he go in this draft? Where did Big Mike go in this draft? 138. He's still rising, man. Like, yeah, that's expensive to me. I don't think I'll be drafting much of him for the rest of this contest. Could easily go in like the second round of the draft this year, though. For sure. Now, I would like some Keaton Mitchell right here. I think that would feel nice. Give me some Keaton Mitchell. Kind of the last running back that I really like. And he would feel good as my RB6. So we're just going to do that. 80 Mitchell falling is also not bad, but I would rather just have the running back because there's a ton of receivers that we can still get. And we're just going to be receiver tight end for the rest of this. So probably looking at a 3-6-8-3 with this team. And man, I have a ton of Colby Parkinson because I just feel like he's going to get touchdowns. But after they re-signed Tyler Higbee, it doesn't feel as great. And okay, I want to take Kate Otten with my next pick. I just think he's a better. Oh fuck, dude, jinxed it again. Dang it, dude. Okay, readjust. We have Dak Prescott, so I'm gonna go Flournoy. I like getting Flournoy on some Dak Prescott teams. I think that feels good. get a little double stack with CD, and kind of fade the potential headache that George Pickens is going to cause. Nice and blunt, definitely likes Hampton in round two. He's a big Chargers fan, so I'm sure. I don't mind mixing him in the second round. I don't think I'm overweight on him. I might be under, if anything, but yeah. How many bullets do you have left? And do you wish you had more? Guys like Rico, Tucker, and White are absolutely going to skyrocket, in my opinion. I think this is my 94th draft. So I'm over pace to fill this. Like, this is 56% full, and I have 56 left. Oh, nice little correlation right there. I like that. That's a good omen. Do I wish I had more? Honestly, no, because I'm a value hound, right? And I was drafting Rashad White in the 170s. So those teams feel good. And I'm still drafting Rashad White in the 130s. So I have like 40 picks value on some Rashad White teams, and I feel good about those. I don't remember what the whole team looks like, but I've been drafting a lot of guys that have skyrocketed in value. And for example, like DJ Moore, I had 24% of him when he got signed to Buffalo. And shoot, man, that feels great because I'm going to get great CLV on that compared to the rest of the 44% of teams that are going to get drafted. I had 31% David Montgomery before he got traded to Houston. That feels phenomenal. Now he's going in the 50s or 60s when I was getting him in the 110s. So having a lot of shares of those teams compared to other people feels great. Now, what you might miss out on is some of like the stacking and correlation, but shoot, man, that's not the end all be all in best ball, anyways. And we can just fall into like those stacks luckily, anyways. For example, I don't have a ton of Josh Allen, but I know I have at least two teams with Josh Allen and DJ Moore stacked together, like unintentionally. So you can definitely fall into stacks. Plus, I've been drafting some teams with the idea of some players might go here. And if you're just right, then that feels good. And you're going to get a lot better value than the people drafting after free agency who I guarantee are just going to be reaching up a lot of spots trying to just get certain stacks. And like, I feel better just taking my chances because I'm going to be maxing this contest out and I only need one team to win 200K. So that's how I like to play it. I like to be a little more risky, and I like my teams that I draft early. I think I can find an edge there, and I'm good at doing that. So I'm gonna take Colby Parkinson. He's definitely falling because of the Tyler Higbee news, but sure, he's still gonna have a role. He is a cut candidate for the Rams, but they also have a lot of cap space, and they like to use multiple tight ends. They're going all in to win the Super Bowl. So I'm just going to take him. Darnell Mooney's an interesting free agent. I think I only have like one share of him. But if he goes to like the right landing spot and just stays healthy, he could be a good pick in the 20th round. See what Neil does. I'll probably take Jalen Naylor, another free agent that I just like to take a chance on. Heard he's going to get a little more money than expected. So yeah, we're trying to draft these free agents right now in the hopes that, you know, we're just going to get closing line value. And like, I think most are going to rise. And then there's going to be like a few fallers. But I think a lot of the people that are going to be fallers are the ones that are getting competition brought in. Like Jordan Mason, for example, who's rising right now, but I expect competition to be brought in. And ETN, who's rising right now, or sorry, Bashal Tutin, who's rising right now, but I expect just to get some more competition. So that's how I'm kind of playing it. Tanner McKee. Wow, that's the first time I've seen that get drafted. Wow, okay. Cool. Tanner McKee. Nice, man. Kenneth Walker's patience can cost him sometimes, but absolutely owns the Rams for some reason. Hoping he stays in Seattle. Sharp's injury gives him some time to load up on touches. I agree with you, man. I think Seattle might be the best, landing spot for him. And I don't think that's out of the realm of possibilities. Like we see guys hit free agency and then just still get re-signed by their team. Like that happens all the time. So very, very live for that to still happen. Checked your BBN exposure, and I found I checked BBM Explorer, and I found I have one Josh Allen and DJ Moore, pick 105, so I'll take it. Yeah. Is that a thing? BBM Explorer? Is that a free tool you can use? Yeah, James Conner is someone who's definitely going to be rising up right now. Like that feels nice. I don't have a ton of James Conner, and I was trying to get him in this draft, but I was thinking about taking him at 130, but I wanted to get Dobbs instead just because I needed a receiver more on this team, I felt like, and I was hoping James Conner would fall back. But Neil, sharp drafter, he was on it. He was on it. And I like how this team turned out. I think it's pretty solid. We got great value on Bryce Young. Like when I get Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott, I'm very happy stopping at those two. But when we get Bryce Young at pick 159, like, come on now, I'll take that. We stack him with the Cokehead too. Like, I'm totally fine with that, man. So quarterbacks, we got Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott, Bryce Young. Running backs, we got Hampton, ETN, Rico Dowdle, Rashad White, Brian Robinson, Keaton Missile. Yeah, a lot of free agents. A lot of free agents, which could be good, could be bad, but might just fall into some good CLV. And when everything's going to be happening tomorrow, I might as well just take these guys now, get some extra shares. At receiver, we got CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, the Lemon, Jaden Reed, who could also be a big riser once Romeo Dobbs officially leaves. You guys, people need to see it before they believe it, right? And shoot, man, he was getting used more than Matthew Golden last year. He just got injured. I was on team Jaden Reed over Matthew Golden last year, which was quite unpopular. And if it wasn't for injuries, that definitely would have been the right take. Now, I mean, Matthew Golden still sucked, even though he played most of the season. But if he hit on like some long passes, it definitely could have been better. Jalen Coker, Romeo Dobbs, who he can just rise if he goes to the right landing spot. Even whatever landing spot, I think he's going to get a pretty decently sized bag. Ryan Flournoy stacking up with Dak Prescott, and then Jalen Naylor, who is a free agent that I like to take a chance on down here. And then tight ends, we got Dallas Goedert, Eli Stowers, Colby Parkinson. We got great value on Dallas Goedert all the way at pick 154. And then I decided to go Eli Stowers over, who was it? Theo Johnson. I like the rookie upside, especially when I get two veterans. And then Colby Parkinson, we got with our second last pick. He's definitely falling a little bit because Tyler Higbee, but he can still spike into your lineup. So like round 19, 20 feels fine. I have a good amount of Colby Parkinson. So pretty solid team all around, pretty balanced. And hopefully we get some good values with these running backs and other free agents. Now, we're in another draft. Try to get a little sneaky. And I think I did. I don't know if I see any of you guys in here. Oh, Dr. Evil. I recognize that name. What's up, dog? If anyone did get in this draft, let me know. Look at this name, Hammer. He's laying down the hammer. Pretty clean name right there. And I got pick 3, which, man, I want me some Gibbs, dude. I want me some Gibbs. And I keep getting cucked on Gibbs. Keep getting cucked on Gibbs. Danimal's done 65 teams, I'm guessing. The Solver, Best Ball Explorer is free, but nothing else on the site is. Interesting. So does that let you check your exposures and different combinations? Because that would be interesting to see. I don't like to harp on that stuff too much. Come on, give me Gibbs, dude. Fuck, dude. Every time I get cucked by Gibbs. It happens every time. I want to make the run for it. I want to get the jersey, bro. Come on now. Oh, okay. Ja'Marr Chase, Puka Nacua. I like Ja'Marr Chase more, but I also don't want to be like, I don't want to be low on Puka Nacua, but I just like Ja'Marr Chase more. And I definitely have more Jamar Chase than I do Puka right now, which I would like to just be even on both of them, but like my gut just says Puka is like Puka's great, but I think Jamar Chase is just truly better. Like there's a little more competition in LA for targets and everything, but he still gets like crazy targets. He gets used in the run game. But Jamar Chase, like on his best day, is just different, man. He is just different. Given Kenneth Walker's injury history, Super Bowl ring MVP, I assume he'll go to the highest bidder. He has a chance to get paid. Yeah, which is why like he could end up in Tennessee, which would probably be the worst landing spot for him. And if you drafted Tony Pollard, like good luck. Wouldn't be great for either of them really. And just being on the Titans, I could definitely see him going there. I'm sure they'll offer him the highest bag, but Washington also has a lot of money and they're just a better team. So I could see him definitely going there. Best ball Q has 0% Benson and 27% Connor. That feels great today. Hell yeah, dude. That feels phenomenal. I have 0% Benson, but I don't have a lot of James Conner just because I've kind of been avoiding some of the older injured guys a little more. And some are going to work, some aren't. But Spencer's in here at the 111. Welcome, my friend. So we got 2 people in here at least. Thankfully, you're on the other side of the board, so we won't be competing with each other. And yeah, it's comprehensive and shows you draft capital and CLV. And yes, you can search by players. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to take a quick picture of that in the chat, actually, so I don't forget. Because I'd be interested to check it out a bit. I don't love like the tools for drafting stuff. Like when you have the overlay on your screen and it's showing you in real time, like your combinations and your percentages and everything like that. I personally don't like that because I like to think every team's different. And I don't want to judge my teams that I'm drafting now on teams that I've drafted in the past because 1 or 2 players difference can just win you the contest. And I don't want to just take players because, I want to balance my portfolio and I don't have this combination. Like what if you just get the combination that you need, It just makes me overthink things. Like what's it called? Best Ball Overlay. They had like a free 1-week trial, so I tried it last summer and I didn't like it personally. It just made me overthink things, and I found like I was too busy looking at stuff and like thinking about what picks I wanted to make, and then ended up like autoing some picks by accident or like panic clicking some, and I just didn't like that personally. Now, we could go Jamar Chase and Chase Brown. I'm going to take Bucky. I don't have too much Bucky, and yeah, we'll get a little different. Do something a little different here. So we'll get Bucky and Jamar Chase and see who comes back to us. Chado, what's up, dog? Absolute OG of the channel. Always welcome. He was here before all of you. So Chado, always going to get the big shout out and get all the love. Love you, Chado. It's the ETR boys. Okay. Nice that they give you a little bit of something for free. Puka doesn't get suspended for spitting in people's faces, though. Yo, the thing is with Puka, man, and I'm not trying to throw any shade at him, but he's a wild boy. And he's been going wild in this offseason, man. Like the Super Bowl week, just like publicly drunk and doing some wild shit. And I don't know if anyone watched like the UFC event last night, but yo, he was going so fucking hard in the crowd, man. He was like screaming behind Max Holloway and just going nuts. And I love seeing it, man. I love seeing the fire and the passion, but you can also end up in some trouble that way. So who knows? But okay, looking here, I think I'm just gonna get another share of Kenneth Walker because I like Kenneth Walker. I like him more than Josh Jacobs. We talked about that. I just think he's more exciting. He can get higher spike weeks. I definitely like AJ Brown. I have a ton of AJ Brown, but structurally, when I get Jamar Chase, I like getting running backs at the 2-3 turn. It just feels better to me for the rest of the draft. Just feels better. If Charbonnet didn't get injured, the Seahawks would be a lot more confident in letting Walker walk. Yeah, I agree. Like the Seahawks, man, they don't look great for their running back position because they have no one else behind Kenneth Walker. Like I don't think George Halani is anything. And yeah, Charbonnet, I don't like Charbonnet this year, man. He tore his ACL in January. Like that is so late, man. Anyone not sold on Jackson Dart in Dynasty? I'm not a Dynasty bro. I've never actually played Dynasty, but with his injury history, just in the past year, like I think half of the games he played, he was evaluated for a concussion, which isn't great. He's gonna have to learn how to slide a bit. So that can definitely give him some early onset CTE, which isn't the best. Yeah. Yeah, that one's on an overlay. Just upload your exposure SV. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Too much analytics. I agree, man. Like I'm a vibes-based drafter more than anything. I like to listen to other people talk about the analytical things, and then it's in my subconscious, which will influence the picks I make. But I don't like to stare at it at the same time I'm making my picks because then I'm like, we're working with real players. These are real people. They're not just like chess pieces. So yeah, Levernucky agrees with me. Anti-overlay. It's just too much, man. Like it's too much. I think like no offense to anyone trying to who likes them or is trying to sell a product, but I just think they're trying to make some money. And yeah, don't say too much about the overlay thing. Too many people get offended. I'm not worried about offending people, man. I'll speak my mind. Like I'll stand on business with that. I don't care. That's just my personal onion. Yeah, I know I said onion. I like saying onion instead of opinion, but that's just my personal opinion. Um, I just don't like it. I tried it because you could try it for free, but it was not my thing. Yeah, the UFC, the main event was boring, but Charles did what he had to do. The whole card wasn't the best, man. I missed like the first fight of the main card, but the rest of them weren't too exciting. Not the best card altogether. Like Charles just completely dominated, which respect to him, man. He did what he had to do to win, and nothing wrong with that. But just made it for a little bit of a boring fight. If the Giants hired Kingsbury for offense coordinator, I'd be on Dart a good amount, but the Nagy hiring may be overblown, but hard to feel good about it. Yeah, I have some Dart. I take him on like the teams with neighbors, but I don't force it either. Just because like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's not my favorite click. One of my favorite clicks though is JMO. And of course Dr. Evil takes him. I knew he was gonna do it to me, man. I knew it. Okay. I don't have a ton of Colson Loveland, and I don't really want to be underweight on him. I think structurally the receiver feels better to me, but I'm gonna mix in some Colson Loveland because if anything, he should be rising. Like he could just outscore both Luther Burden and Rome Odunze, and if he does that at the tight end position, that's just more valuable. Like his usage in the second half of the season and the playoffs was truly elite, and he has a truly elite ceiling. So I'm gonna take him right there. Definitely gonna be looking at a receiver with our next pick though. Probably not Rome because I don't know. Getting Colson Loveland and Rome feels a little expensive, but fourth, fifth round isn't the worst for that, and he gets taken anyway. So I'm gonna be looking at probably one of these guys. I don't have a ton of Waddle, and I don't love him just because I don't really like Miami this year. Egbuka can be really hit or miss. Like he was so good in the first half of the season before he got injured and before the whole Tampa Bay offense kind of shit the bed. But I would take him here, get stacked up with Bucky. He gets taken. So I like Carnell Tate. I like Makai Lemon. But as my wide receiver too, I'd rather just get a proven guy in Jalen Waddle. And he could just be great. Plus, he has outs to getting traded. And if he gets traded the midseason, then that's probably just going to be the best outcome for him. So we'll get a little share of Jalen Waddle. I'm definitely underexposed on him right now, but he could just be good. Yeah, I agree with you, Levernucky. Every time I click a tight end before round 10, I look at my team and I feel like I'm behind everywhere. I agree. But the chances where you do pull it together and you get values later in the draft, it feels so good. Like I have some Brock Bowers teams where I'm looking through my teams at like quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and I'm like, damn, this team smashes. And then I look down and I see a Brock Bowers at tight end. It's like, okay, this is a fucking home run. So when you do get it right, man, that feels so good. Feels so good. And yeah, like especially in these 20 round drafts when there's so many good values at tight end later, like getting Kyle Pitts in like the 90s, Sam Laporta in the 90s. I've had those guys fall to me in the hundreds too. Like compared to some of the guys in like the second round and fourth round, just feels so good to me structurally. But I don't want to be fading Loveland either. And I personally like Brock Bowers over Trey McBride. Trey McBride, I only have like 3 teams of maybe 4 when he like falls a lot or I just kind of feel like getting different. But yeah, I don't want to be too low on those guys. And then Ben Johnson, he loves using his tight ends, man. Colson Loveland is so talented. They took him at 10th overall for a reason. Oh, what'd I do? Nice and blunt says, I don't love the overlay either. I'd rather update my mental database on my exposure every few weeks and then stick with the intuition on if I want more or less players. I completely agree. I just don't want to overthink it. I don't want to make my decisions based on percentages and numbers and different combinations. Like having one player different can just make the difference between winning and losing a contest, like truly. And then if you just don't want to draft that player because, oh, you already have this combination or this percent of him, then I just think that's not smart. And I would rather just treat every draft like I'm drafting from scratch and trying to make the best team with what's available on the board. Like I'm drafting 150 of these. I'm going to max this tournament and I'm just going to fall into different combinations naturally. Like I like drafting value and I like taking players that fall. Not Jordan Tyson though. Probably not going to take him if he falls to me. But that's just what I like to do in this, man. Oh, please give me who I want, Dr. Evil. Don't fuck me, dude. Please don't fuck me. Please, dude. Please don't do it. Please don't do it, Dr. Evil. You have no reason to. You have no reason to. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Don't fuck me. I'm begging you, dude. Thank you. Dude, getting Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase just feels so fucking good. I'm not going to hesitate, even though there is another player that I really want, who I'm really hoping falls back to me. I'm just going to take Joe Burrow, play it safe, because, yeah, I wanted David Montgomery too. David Montgomery in the 70s is still such a good value. So, what's up, Jamie? Are you winning the draft? I haven't even taken a look at other people's teams, but I know I'm winning this contest. That's for sure. I know I'm winning 200K. Like that's already written. It's already established. So we love that. Gonna be enjoying my 200K in about 10 months from now. That'll feel pretty good. Maybe I'll end up splitting it with Nice and Blunt. Who knows? We've drafted some good teams together. Honestly, the teams that I've drafted with other people, they do feel pretty good. And it kind of forces me to get a little different and a little unique that way. Alec Pierce. Okay, I wanted Alec Pierce too. Now, do I just take Jordan Tyson? I don't want to. I don't want to. Kind of scares me a bit. I feel like I'm just going to though for the value and uniqueness. So let's just let it auto. We'll take Jordan Tyson. Like he's not my favorite click. Like you hear that he's really talented and stuff, but just the injury stuff kind of scares me. Apparently he's been injured every year in college, injured this past season, didn't participate in the combine, which are just some red flags. But I get him at pick 75. You don't see that too often. The latest I've seen him go is pick 82, and that was a couple days ago, but he opened this contest in the 4th round. So just getting some uniqueness that way doesn't feel bad. I don't love it as my 3rd receiver, though, especially someone who might not contribute too much at the start of the season. So I'm definitely going to have to keep that in mind for the rest of the draft. But yeah, This is how I like to get unique, man. I like to get unique through falling value, not staring at analytics on my screen. Like, it just confuses my brain and makes me overthink things. So that's just my personal opinion. I don't know if I'm winning this draft. We'll see how it plays out, but I like some of the values I get. Anytime I get Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase together, that feels great because the T. Higgins drafter gets Joe Burrow more times than not. Levernucky says, don't remember if it was Leone or Herzig, but someone said that most optimal way to draft is basically auto draft and you're just there to babysit the structure. Sounds less fun than getting my guys. Yeah, like I'm kind of in the middle of that. I'm kind of in the middle between getting my guys and just considering the structure and taking guys that fall. Like I'm not just going to take guys I absolutely hate. Like, okay, if Cam Scadabo was there at pick 70, I'm probably still not taking him personally. Like, I genuinely mean that. Maybe if he fell like 30, how is he going at pick 42? Someone tell me, man. Please. That is disgusting. That is so gross to me. But thank you for taking him there. Appreciate it. Yeah, it might not be like the most exciting way. Like, everyone wants to just convince themselves that, oh, I'm going to get this guy, and then I'm going to get this guy, and then this guy, and I have all the best picks. But bro, it's March right now. We have to remember that it's so early. Like maybe closer to the season in like August or something. If you want to draft like that, I totally get it. But it's March, dude. Like we don't know anything about what's going to happen or players that are going to rise or fall. Like absolutely nothing, man. Jadarian Price gets taken. I think I'm just going to take Addison. This is why I don't love getting Colson Love in the 4th round because to me, Kyle Pitts just feels better at this price. Like let's do the 1v1 after this. Would you guys rather have Jordan Addison and Colston Loveland or Terry McLaurin and Kyle Pitts? Personally, I'd rather have Terry McLaurin and Kyle Pitts. But I still feel like I need to mix in some of these other guys. You know? Worthy would have been nice if I got him on the way back. This guy probably wants to get Mahomes too, which feels like a good decision. And I know who I want to draft. Not going to say it though, because every time I say it, I feel like even just thinking it is going to make this guy go off the board for me. Also need to think about another quarterback because we don't know who any of the quarterbacks are going to be from Minnesota, Jordan Tyson, or Jalen Waddle in Miami. And we only have Joe Burrow. This guy's probably going to take Mahomes, I would assume. He took Worthy, and he doesn't have any quarterbacks. And he does. So I'm going to take Rico Dowdle, just get another free agent running back who could just end up going higher. So I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll try and look at like a Kyler Murray or something, fall into an Addison stack. Hope some players fall back to me in the right spot. I'm not going to say their names. But we'll figure it out at quarterback. We have Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, man. That is good. Yeah, dude. Herzig, he's a winner. Listen to winners, okay? Like, apparently it's controversial to like Liam Murphy. I like Liam Murphy, but he's a winner, so that's someone I'm going to listen to. Herzig, I believe, won Best Ball Mania 1. So, fuck, dude, listen to that guy, you know? And then, hey, when I win this year, y'all can listen to me. And y'all can have that on your resume and be like, hey, I was listening to Jerry back in March, you know, one of the OGs. So looking forward to that, man. I can't wait to be a millionaire at the end of this year. That's going to feel so sick. Yeah. Nice and blunt. Definitely likes our collabs and advancing, barring injuries. Yeah, you can never predict injuries at this point of year. But as long as you draft like good structured teams, then and have like decent player takes, like honestly, I think it might be more important to get the fades right than the guys who smash, because even the guys who smash, you have to get lucky with when they smash, right? Week 17 is really the thing that matters the most. And it's hard to predict who's going to smash just in week 17. But if you get the fades right, then you're just going to get more bullets and more teams advancing. So, yeah, one word for scat is Greg Roman. I think that's 2 words actually, but sorry to poke holes, but I know what you mean, man. Greg Roman, he definitely likes to run the ball, and he likes his big boys. Damn, I was hoping that Baker would come back because I have Bucky, and the guy on the other side of me had Godwin, so I was kind of hoping that Baker would fall to me, but wasn't getting my hopes up. We'll figure it out at quarterback. Flyfish, think I believe in Ben Johnson and KOC offenses more than Washington, Blau, and Stefanski. Pretty close, though. Yeah, talking about the 1v1, Colson Loveland and Addison versus Terry and Kyle Pitts. Maybe as a whole, Addison kind of just, he worries me a bit. I don't know how much he loves football, personally. He is like going into a contract year, though, I believe. So maybe that's going to be more motivating. We also just don't know who the quarterback is going to be in Minnesota. And if Jaden Daniels just returns to his form, then I think that's just pretty nice. And then Terry, I mean, he has to stay healthy first and foremost, but he's not going to be dealing with the contract situation this year. He's not going to be missing training camp. And we see that definitely makes a big difference with guys and their performance, especially early in the season. And just for the older guys too, like getting that conditioning under their belt in training camp, it's just going to be different than like training on your own in the off season. Lights out. Who you taking lights out? Don't take our guy. Please don't take our guy. I know you need him. You motherfucker, dude. Bitch. Damn it. Okay. Dang, dude. I wanted some Kyler Murray right there. Now, I don't really love who's available. And it kind of threw me for a loop. I think I'm just going to reach up and take Willis. Because maybe he just ends up in Miami. So we can just fall our way into a stack right there. And I'm not too desperate to take any of these other guys right here. So let's just reach up for Malik Willis. Get a possible Miami stack. I don't really care too much about ADP at this point. And yeah, all these guys are a little similar for me. Now, I probably need a receiver with my next pick still. Even if Kincaid falls to me, I'd rather get a tight end like 4 rounds from now than Kincaid right here, especially when I have Loveland. And then just looking at my receivers, I think I need one more. I don't love Diggs. Shakir is a terrible value right now. Golden, I don't love Golden. Higgins is good. Higgins is really good, but I'm just going to keep taking some Romeo Doubs right now because I think he's going to rise in free agency. And I think it just fits this team better. Just getting a proven vet, especially where I took Jordan Tyson. Jordan Addison isn't the most consistent guy. Jalen Waddle, not the most consistent guy. So just getting a stability piece in Romeo Doubs feels better there. And then we'll see what comes to us in the next round. Like Kincaid is good. If I didn't have Loveland, I probably would have taken Kincaid there. But yeah. Did Ayuk already go? Where did Ayuk get taken? Oh my God, dude. I didn't even see that. Ayuk went right before 122. That's disgusting. That is so gross, dude. So gross. I think I have like 2 Ayuk teams. And that's just because he went at like pick 180 or something like that. So yeah. Jade Walker not available to draft. I don't even know who that is. I'm assuming a rookie. I don't understand the Liam shade. His ability to diagnose the market is impressive. I agree, man. Like, because I was talking about that with PPR Tyler and Best Ball Guy on their streams. Wow, 131 Kincaid is nice. And apparently people don't like his Twitter or whatever because he's like overconfident or arrogant or something like that. But dude, yo, if you actually win and you do become a millionaire, like I expect to at the end of the year, from this, dude, bro, talk all the shit you want. You get a free pass to talk all the shit you want. Who's going to stop you, man? You can just flex your fucking millions on them. Seriously, man. Like, what's wrong with that? Oh, Bears wide receiver Jade Walker. Yeah, now the name sounds familiar. Interesting he's not available, especially if he played last year. Yeah. Why do you believe that Underdog will open more contests before the draft? Inside info? I wish I had inside info. I think that's just historically what they do. Like they did last year, they did the year before. 134 James Conner is pretty nice value. Like just to control like the fill rate, I'm sure they have some like algorithm or something if they need to do something. But like a few days before the draft, I remember they added like another little board and they've added like some other contests. I'm wondering if they're going to add a biggest board because last year they had a $250 draft, which I don't know if they're going to do this year. I feel like they would have added it by now if there was going to be a $250 draft. I don't know if I would do that this year. I did last year. But yeah. Let's see who's available for our pick. I think I'm just going to lean towards a quarterback right here. All these running backs they're all falling, all similar. I'm just going to take Cam Ward. And reason I'm going to take Cam Ward is because he has a lot of back stacks available, which I like. Bryce Young doesn't really have back stacks. CJ Stroud has like a couple. But I think Cam Ward just has the most upside out of these guys, especially if they get the right pieces around him. And hey, maybe Kenneth Walker goes to the Titans and we fall into a little correlation there. So that's not bad to consider either. Not bad to consider. You hope Underdog does, but wasn't sure with the layoffs. Honestly, I have no idea what's even happening with these layoffs. I've just heard about that from like other people. But yeah, I know they like just changed their pick'ems where like if you do 2 picks instead of 3 times your money, you get 3.5 times. And I saw something that like the first week they did that, they paid out like an extra $1,000,000 or something. So maybe they're just like, oh fuck, like maybe we're losing more money than we thought from this, and we got to do some layoffs. But I wanted Rashad White right there. I think I'm going to go with a running back, and we're just going to pop Woodies. Sweetleaf, let us hear it, my friend. Let us hear it. I know you like to announce it. But I don't know why they wouldn't just add more contests, especially if they're having like issues with layoffs. Like it's just going to make them more money. Brooklyn Bum says he would have taken White over Ward there. Yeah, I considered it, but with the guys next to me having 1 quarterback and 2 quarterbacks, I just wanted to secure the one that I actually wanted the most. And I have a ton of Rashad White. So I just wanted the quarterback that I actually wanted. No more skid marks. Hey, there it is, man. We're popping Woodies. Why not, dude? We'll mix it in. I don't think he's a 0, okay? Maybe I'm bag defending. I still have some, so why not mix him in when he's past ADP? He still hasn't even fallen like that much, really. He's fallen like 20 picks to where he was going before, which isn't that big of a deal. Levernucky wants more mid-stakes tournaments personally. $100 buy-in, $100 top-up with smaller playoff pods. Yeah, I like that. People definitely draft differently in those like $100 plus tournaments. I do feel like though some of the hardest drafts are the ones that are like $50 or $75 because a lot of people that join those ones are some of like the lower stakes drafters, and when they join those ones, those are like the high stakes for them. So they take it like really seriously. They try and get like the best teams, best structures. You don't get a ton of value to fall to you. So yeah. Let's see. All the other mid stake stuff is like the bigger board just with tiny top prizes. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't really know the structure of these things and how they work, but the more the merrier. Oh damn. Antwall. What's up, buddy? Definitely recognize your name. You're in another room and someone just got a lamb and cook start. That's definitely unique. I think I might have a team like that too. Gotta love the unique teams. Took him at the 137 at this upcoming term. Feels like his new range. Yeah, like it's not that different for Woody Marks. So, like, I don't hate still mixing him in. I feel like he's gonna have a role, and I feel like Houston's just gonna want to run the ball a ton this year. Like, especially with Stroud and how he looked at the end of the season, I can see them wanting to run like 30 times a game. And they have the defense for it too, right? Like they have the defense where they can just want to run the ball out and do that. Woody Marks play third downs as well. Maybe he's in more of a pass catching role this year. Spencer, good afternoon, my friend. Thanks for joining the stream, my friend. Great to see you. This spot of the draft is so gross if you need wide receiver. Yes and no. Depends who falls to you. Like there are guys that I like here. Like I like Josh Downs. I like Omar Cooper. I like Jalen McMillan. I like Rashid Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed went a little expensive though, but I feel like after Jalen McMillan, it gets pretty gross. Jerry Judy is here. We do still need some wide receivers. Like we don't have the best. So maybe this might actually be a team where I consider Jerry Judy. Like Tank Dell can be a smash if he's actually just healthy because he's just buddies with CJ Stroud. I'm going to take Judy right here. I don't have a ton of him, but on a team like this, I feel like it makes sense. And then we still need running back. And I like back stacks with Cam Ward. Might take Shimray DK with my next pick. I think he's just a good player. Sean Tucker, I don't feel like is the best value right now. Being a free agent, I don't think he's going to be highly sought after. Aaron Jones could be a decent value. He could just go to a good landing spot, and I feel like he has a little bit left in the tank. Tank Dell goes, so I'm going to take DK. Lock up a stack with Cam Ward, and I think he could just have a second-year breakout. Like, he just looked good last year, man. And he was getting used in so many different ways. I think he led all rookies in all-purpose yards, which just feels good. And I think he's talented, man. They took him over Alec Iomanner last year, and a lot of people were confused by that, but yeah. Spencer. Okay, we're on the same page then. You meant right after McMillan. Yeah, I agree with you. I think McMillan is a pretty big tier break as far as receivers go. But I think there's still some gems. Like I think Shimray DK could be a little gem down here. The Titans are definitely going to bring in more receivers, but I feel like he's just going to hold on to his role pretty well. He's going to hold on to his role better than Alec Iomanner. That's for sure. And I like that. I like drafting guys like that. Just taking the chance on them. Round 15 feels totally fine for that. And what about Pat Bryant? I'm personally not huge on Pat Bryant. Huhames talked me into him a bit, so I've drafted some of him. But I just don't like Denver offense as a whole because Sean Payton just spreads the ball around so much. And he's just in love with like little Jordan Humphrey. And he loves using like 8 tight ends and 16 running backs. So there's just not a ton to go around in Denver. But if he just gets in that like Michael Thomas role and he really does earn that, then shoot, it definitely could be good. It's not going to kill your team at 158, but he falls a lot as well. Like I did a draft with Off the Schneid this past week, and Off the Schneid does not like Pat Bryant. But Pat Bryant fell to pick like 180 or something like that. And I just said to him, like, dude, we got to take him just for the ADP value. Like, that's when I draft guys that I don't really like a ton, is when I get them 20 picks past ADP. 20 picks past ADP feels good. Probably not if Wandale goes to Tennessee and the rumors are true. The Iomanner role might be safer. Who knows? I really have no idea. I'll admit I didn't watch a ton of Tennessee last year. I'm sure you guys didn't either. But Shimray DK, I'm sure they're just going to find ways to give him the ball because he's a more explosive player and more dynamic than Iomanner. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in a free agent and draft someone, but we'll see what happens there for sure. Now, I have an idea for who I want with my next two picks. I wish I could take 3 players with my next 2 picks because could use a running back, could use a receiver, and could use a tight end. But having Dr. Evil in front of me, man, he's evil in this draft, okay? He's taking our guys. He took JMO from us. I wanted some Bowers. He took that from us. Okay, Eli Stowers is who I wanted. I feel like Stowers with Loveland would have felt pretty nice. Trey Tucker goes. I'm gonna take Torrey Horton. I like Torrey Horton. I think he's a good value, especially if Rashid Shaheed does go somewhere else, which seems more likely than not. I think Rashid Shaheed is more likely to go to another team than Kenneth Walker is. And Torrey Horton at pick 190 just could smash. Now, running back and tight end is who we're looking at right here. We could take Gunnar Helm with Cam Ward, but I don't know if we really need to force the double stack. I might prefer one of these running backs a little more because we only have 4 of them. So I think that makes more sense for this team. Now, would I want a rookie in Nicholas Singleton, handcuff in Ray Davis, or old man thumper Najee Harris? I don't know. We'll see if these guys make it easy on me. Kobe Parkinson goes. Mason Taylor goes. I'm just going to take Ray Davis. Should I take Ray Davis? I mean, tight ends are going. We only have 1 tight end. But no, I want the running back more. I feel good with my 8 receivers. I don't think I need a 9th when I have Torrey Horton as my number 8. I think we caught up pretty well there. And then just having Jamar Chase on your team just makes it feel a lot better. So we'll see what tight ends come back to us. Like, there's still some guys that I like on the board. Yeah, I agree with you, man. Horton should be rising soon. Absolutely. Lil Jordan Humphrey got playing time because Pat Bryant was injured. He appears to be Sutton succession plan, which could be great value, especially backstacking Knicks teams. Yeah, the possibility is definitely there. I don't disagree with you on that. And Cortland Sutton is not someone I'm drafting. I think I have like 1 or 2 teams of him when he fell way past ADP. So I'll still mix them in when they go way past ADP. Steven lived in Tennessee, but did not watch because most of us in Memphis don't want anything to do with Nashville. That's funny. I didn't realize there was some city beef right there in Tennessee between Nashville and Memphis. You got a lot of Najee? I have a decent amount of Najee. I'm definitely overexposed. I didn't have too much of him before like we saw the video of him running, but after I saw the video of him running on the treadmill, that made me feel pretty good about Najee, just as like a late round click, because I don't think he's gonna not play football. I'm sure he'll be on some team this year. His eye is probably fine now, and could definitely just be a riser. Like if he goes to the Chiefs, like I wouldn't even be surprised if Najee ended up in Detroit. That would make a ton of sense, to be honest. Najee Harris in Detroit, he's not like a direct comp to David Montgomery because Montgomery's way more shifty, way more elusive. But Najee's just a big back, and he's not going to be expensive. He's probably going to get like $3 million a year or something like that. And yeah, there he goes. Sleepy Steve. Would have been nice if he came back to us. But there's still some guys on the board I like. Still some tight ends, still some decent running backs. We'll see who comes to us for sure. And then I have to think about, do I want to get 7 running backs, 9 receivers, or 3 tight ends with my last pick? I think my next 2 picks are definitely going to be a tight end and a running back. So hopefully we get the guys that I want. There's 2 guys that definitely stand out to me. Okay. I would have liked Nicholas Singleton. That would have felt good to me, but unlucky there. Dr. Evil, he has Brock Bowers and Terrence Ferguson. Goes with Brashard Smith. So the guys next to me, they both have 3 tight ends, but I don't really want to take the chance that Cade Otton doesn't come back to me because I like Cade Otton. So I'm just going to take him here. We'll go with a running back with our next pick and then see who we want with our final pick. Damn, okay. Devin Neal was actually someone I was considering right there, but he gets taken. I don't know if you guys are drafting Caleb Johnson. I have like a few shares of him just in case, but not my favorite click. We could take a chance on a rookie like Claiborne. Could take like an Ollie Gordon maybe for some Miami correlation. Could take a Jordan James. I think I might take Ollie Gordon if he's there. Because we have Waddle. So why not make like a mini Miami bet? Who knows? Maybe HN gets traded at the deadline. Try and convince ourselves of that. Rashad Bateman goes. Some trade rumors on Rashad Bateman recently. Would be a very cheap trade guy. Also trade rumors on Nice and Blunt's guy, Quentin Johnston, who I know he likes, but I personally don't. Jack Besh goes. So who should we draft with our last pick? I don't think we're taking another receiver. I think we're good there. Probably going to lean towards just a random tight end because we're pretty good at running back. I don't think we need a 7th. We started with Bucky Irving and Kenneth Walker, so we're going to lean into those guys for sure. Colson Loveland, he's just really good. Cade Otton's really good. But the rest of the running backs here don't really have a ton of value. Maybe the one I would consider is Jordan James, just for the chance that he actually is a thing in San Francisco. No one else really excites me. Like Sion Baki could be interesting if he just actually has a role in Detroit. Like maybe they do just like elevate him to the Dave Montgomery role. He's a dynamic athlete. Hasn't gotten the ball a ton though. Might just go with like a random rookie tight end for my last pick. Yeah, Nice and Blunt's been fading the QJ exposure lately. Yeah, I don't know. It never really felt like that great of a click to me. It felt expensive from the start. I might have like one team of him or something like that. You go James over Gordon. As far as we know, CMC handcuff versus Timu Braylon Allen. When you win, you win. Seems to favor Jordan James heavily. That is a good point. Absolutely. I just went with Ollie Gordon because I think I only have like one share of him. And who knows, like HN, type of guy who could get injured. And then even if Miami sucks, if Ollie Gordon just ends up being the guy, like he can fall in the end zone. Yeah, I have some shares of Jordan James though, for sure. And I definitely have more than Ollie Gordon. But we're taking the chance that Malik Willis goes to Miami and then Miami's not complete shit and Jalen Waddle's decent and then Ollie Gordon just becomes like a serviceable handcuff and maybe falls in the end zone a bit. That's why. But I definitely agree with you though. In general, Jordan James, a lot more upside. Yeah, QJ does have high spike week potential, but he also has high drop potential. I don't know how desperate people would really be thinking about trading for him either. He was good last year. I was drafting him last year, especially when I could not understand why he was falling to like the 17th round at the end of the summer last year. And I was just hammering that pick, which definitely was good. Did not make sense to me for him to fall that hard though. But where he's going in these drafts, like it does not feel great. He's definitely falling. But like before, guys like Michael Pittman and DJ Moore were going after Quentin Johnson, which made no sense to me. Now, I think I'm just going to get a tight end here. Probably get one of these guys. I like Jake Tongas. I feel like he's good. I don't have any Max Clare yet. who, like with Colson Loveland and Cade Otton, maybe it makes more sense just to take the shot on a rookie. Okay, well, Jake Tongas gets taken anyways, so yeah, maybe I'll get my first share of Max Clare if he's there. I would do that. Lights Out has 3 tight ends. Dr. Evil, he has Brock Bowers. See, don't fuck me, Dr. Evil. Don't unleash your evilness on me. Let me get my first share of Max Clare. He gets Mike Gesicki, so I don't hate that either. I probably would have drafted Gesicki if Max Clare wasn't there to get the Bengals sandwich. Y'all know I love a Bengals sandwich. But decent team. Pretty interesting. So we're hoping Malik Willis goes to Washington on this team. And we did get a backstack with Cam Ward, which is why I like taking Cam Ward as my third quarterback if I don't have a stack ahead of time. And yeah, we got Joe Burrow, Malik Willis, Cam Ward. Running backs, we got Bucky Irving, Kenneth Walker, Rico Dowdle, Woody Marks, Ray Davis, and Ollie Gordon. Receivers, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Jordan Tyson, Jordan Addison, Romeo Dobbs, Jerry Jeudy, Shimray DK, and Torrey Horton. I like having DK and Horton as my 7th and 8th receivers. Those feel good. Tight ends, Colson Loveland, Cade Otton, Max Clare. Feels very balanced. We got really high quarterback, high running backs, elite receiver, elite tight end, and then pretty solid depth all around. So I think this team came together pretty well. Feels quite balanced, which isn't bad. You like Katrin Allen for Detroit in round 3 or 4 of the draft? Yeah, I could definitely see them drafting another running back. Would not be surprised at that. Last year was a gift when he fell. Steven likes the team. Thank you, buddy. That's going to do it for me today. We're going to end it there with 2 drafts. Thanks, everyone, so much for joining me on this beautiful Sunday. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave a like. I appreciate it very much. So I love you guys. Joy is beautiful. And we are going to end this stream. Hey, damn it. Hey, down. Hey, buddy. Yo. Oh, dude, I just fell off my stool, too. Yo, what a way to end this stream. Okay.